the moment that stopped time. It was the kind of scene you'd expect in a Hollywood courtroom drama. Cameras flashing, reporters whispering, and the world's attention fixed on one man, Sean Diddy Combs. Once a billionaire mogul who ruled the worlds of music, fashion, and nightlife, Diddy now sat behind a defense table, expression unreadable. When the judge denied his $50 million bail request, you could feel the shock ripple through the courtroom. Silence filled the air. Even the reporters stopped typing for a moment. The verdict was clear: no one, not even one of the most powerful men in entertainment, would be walking out that day. And just like that, the man who once stood atop the music industry was left to face the biggest downfall of his life. From pinnacles to prison walls. The rise of a king. Sean Combs was once hip-hop royalty. From the glittering halls of award shows to the executive suites of Bad Boy Records, he embodied the American dream. He wasn't just producing hit records, he was shaping culture. Artists like the Notorious B.I.G., Mary J. Blige, and Faith Evans owed part of their success to his vision. He became a fashion icon through his Sean John clothing line, a mogul through Ciroc vodka, and a media powerhouse through Revolt TV. The name Diddy was synonymous with success, confidence, and flair. But behind the bright lights and luxury jets, rumors began to swirl. Allegations, lawsuits, and controversies that once felt like background noise slowly grew into something much louder and much darker. The long decline. For years, whispers of misconduct followed him, dismissed by some as jealousy or media fabrication. But then came the federal investigation that changed everything. In 2024, Diddy was indicted on charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation for prostitution. It was a stunning moment, a fall from grace that few could have predicted. When he was taken into custody at the Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center, the world realized this wasn't just gossip. This was real. And yet, even then, few believed that Diddy, the ultimate survivor, would be denied his freedom. Until the judge made it official. The $50 million bail bid that failed. The grand proposal. Diddy's legal team came prepared. They offered a jaw-dropping $50 million bail package, one of the highest in recent celebrity history. The proposal included house arrest, constant GPS monitoring, limited travel, and strict contact restrictions. To most observers, it seemed like a fair deal. Diddy had money, influence, and a global reputation. Surely he could afford his way to temporary freedom. But the judge saw it differently. The judge's decision. On July 30, 2025, Judge Arun Subramanian made it clear, money would not buy privilege in this courtroom. The bail request was denied. The judge cited the risk of flight, potential danger to witnesses, and the gravity of the offenses. That decision marked a turning point not just for Diddy, but for how justice handles celebrity cases. In a world where fame often bends the rules, the denial sent a chilling message: not this time. The message it sent. Diddy's bail denial wasn't just about one man, it was about accountability. The system, often criticized for giving the rich and powerful special treatment, held firm. For the first time, Diddy's wealth and influence became a liability, not an advantage. And with bail off the table, all eyes turned to what would come next: to sentencing. The verdict and the final sentence. The day of reckoning. After weeks of intense testimony and media frenzy, the jury reached its decision. Diddy was acquitted on racketeering and sex trafficking charges, but found guilty of 2 counts of transportation for prostitution. It was a partial victory, but a devastating blow to his image. The final sentence. On October 3, 2025, the courtroom filled once again. Reporters, supporters, and critics waited as the judge read out the sentence: 4 years and 2 months in federal prison, along with a $500,000 fine. He was given credit for the time he had already spent in custody, but it did little to soften the reality. The king of hip-hop had been dethroned. Diddy's empire, his businesses, partnerships, and reputation began to crumble almost instantly. His brands distanced themselves, streaming platforms quietly adjusted playlists, and former allies went silent. But was this truly the end, or just another chapter in a saga of reinvention? The aftermath, fallout, repercussions, and redemption. The internet reacts. The news of Diddy's denied bail and final sentencing spread like wildfire. Within minutes, hashtags were trending. Some fans cried foul, others celebrated accountability. Memes flooded timelines, while debates ignited about justice, race, and celebrity privilege. Meanwhile, a resurfaced 2016 surveillance video showing Diddy assaulting ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura reignited public outrage. Many who had once defended him were now silent. It wasn't just a legal loss, it was a cultural reckoning. The business backlash. The business world moved fast. Endorsement deals vanished. Revolt TV reportedly underwent restructuring. His name, once a symbol of luxury and success, became a warning sign. Even loyal collaborators quietly distanced themselves. Diddy's once glittering empire was now built on shifting sand. The legal counterattack. Diddy's attorneys wasted no time announcing plans to appeal. They argued the judge's rulings were overly harsh and that media coverage had tainted the process. The appeal, they promised, would restore the truth. But even if the appeal were successful, rebuilding public trust may prove harder than overturning a conviction. Still, Diddy's history shows one thing: he never accepts defeat easily. Lessons from Diddy's downfall. No one is untouchable. For decades, Diddy was considered bulletproof, a man too powerful, too connected, too successful to ever fall. His arrest and denied bail shattered that illusion. The message was clear: fame doesn't buy immunity. Reputation is fragile. In entertainment, reputation is everything. One scandal can undo decades of success. What's tragic about Diddy's case is how quickly his empire unraveled once the verdict came down. It's a stark reminder that the higher you climb, the harder the fall. Authentic power comes from integrity. Money can buy lawyers, influence, and comfort, but not credibility. True power lies in character, not connections. Diddy's story is proof that when your actions catch up to your image, the collapse is inevitable. What happens next? The appeal battle. Diddy's legal team will continue to fight. Appeals can take months, even years, and in that time, he'll remain behind bars. Some insiders say he's planning to write a memoir, reflecting on his rise, fall, and the system that judged him. Whether that's a redemption attempt or damage control, time will tell. The legacy question. Can Diddy ever rebuild? Possibly. But not as the man he once was. His future depends on whether he can show accountability and growth, not defiance. For fans, it raises tough questions. Can art and artist be separated? Can we still dance to the music of a man who fell so far from grace? Final thoughts: the end of an era. Diddy's final sentence marks the end of an era, not just for one man, but for an entire generation of celebrity culture. The denied $50 million bail, the courtroom scenes, the prison sentence, all of it serves as a reminder that no one, no matter how wealthy or famous, stands above the law. His fall from power is both shocking and symbolic, a wake-up call to an industry built on image and excess. And yet, as history has shown, people love a comeback. Will Diddy rise again, rebranding himself from disgrace to redemption? Or will this chapter mark the final curtain for one of music's most influential figures? Only time will tell. Until then, the world watches, waits, and remembers the day hip-hop's king traded his crown for a prison cell. What do you think about Diddy's final sentence? Should he have been granted bail? Can he rebuild his image after this? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth coverage of the stories shaping celebrity and culture today.